Was good, was happening. The odd ones out. Animation before computers. Let's go.
When you're watching any animated piece of media, I think it's easy to forget that you're watching drawings move.
Yep.
Excuse me?
Facts. Bro, it's like y'all ever had the notepads, the sticky notes, and y'all drew the same thing over and over again, just adjusting it slowly and slowly, and then when you flip it out like this, I don't know exactly what you call it, but you flip it out and the image is moving your drawing. Yeah.
What kind of Harry Potter dark magic is this? Since when did drawings move? I drew a picture of a dog once, but it hasn't moved at all, not even to play fetch. Well, what you're really watching isn't actually moving. What you're really watching is a series of individual frames played at a rapid speed on a liquid crystal display screen that emit photons into your...
Nah, this man using the big word. He said, I'm not saying LCD. I'm saying liquid crystal display. Like what?
Frames played at a rapid speed on a liquid crystal display screen that emit photons into your eyeball receptors that get processed by your brain into what it perceives as movement. It was all a trickery, you see. A ruse that you fell for hook, line, and sinker. Now, a lot of you probably already know about the concept of a frame rate, but what I want you to understand is that in cartoons, every head turn, every blink, everything that happens had to be meticulously drawn by a person who studied anatomy and knows about physics and movement, knowing full well that their drawing was only going to be seen for a fraction of a second. And you weren't even watching, you were on your phone. Today, I would like to turn back the sands of time and talk about some of the ways animators were able to achieve the illusion of life without the help of modern technology.
I'm gonna always say this, bro. Shout out to the animators in the world, because boy, the amount of time that goes into it, bro. Shout out to Yo-Yo. He does vlogs on his work, like behind the scenes type of work. And bro, I'm sure it's way more work than what he actually posts the final video, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I hope by watching you can better understand and appreciate the medium of animation as much as I do, because the amount of dedication and hard work that goes into just making drawings move is unreal. And if you're like me and already know a bit about animation history and find this kind of stuff fascinating, don't worry, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up either. Now, we know that animation is just copious amounts of drawings being shown in rapid succession. But how the fuck are we going to get people to look at copious amounts of drawings in rapid succession without a computer?
Yep.
Well, believe it or not, there's actually quite a few things we can do without even having to use a camera. One method we can try is by drawing out all of our frames on a stack of paper. I know that's the time-consuming part, but after we're done doing that, we'll hang up all our drawings side by side on a very long wall. Then we'll ride a bike next to the wall and continuously have our head turned facing the wall. And if we pedal fast enough, we'll zip by the drawings so fast that it'll look like they're moving.
Yeah.
Hey, look! It's a horse!
That's, yo, like, bro, are y'all not understanding this detail right now?
Hey, look! It's a horse!
It's an animation within an animation, bro.
Horse!
Like, come the fuck on, bro. How do you look? Frame. Like, literally absurd, bro. Literally absurd.
They're moving. Hey, look!
Crazy.
It's a horse! Okay, you're probably thinking, that's not how animation is made. And you're right. This method of animation is totally impractical, but not impossible. This type of human transportational animation has been done before in subway tunnels, with the results looking pretty legit. I mean, this minion looks like he's totally moving. I might as well be in the cinema. And for those of the gamer variety, YouTuber Pale of Pears was able to achieve this method of animation flawlessly in Minecraft. But if you wanted to do something more practical, you could instead take your drawings off the really long wall and then stack them up like a book and then just flip through the paper quickly, making a flip book. If you have some sticky notes lying around that you forgot about in a jar,
all that money laying around, hold on,
making a flip book. If you have some sticky notes lying,
that's how you know he's rich. He just got money laying around, bro. Damn. Are those mini what? What the fuck, bro?
Lying around that you forgot about in a junk drawer somewhere, you can make a pretty simple ball bouncing animation really quickly, with the results
Look at
being,
that.
you know, kind of cool. A fun
That's
fact,
tough.
this type of animation was featured in every single
Anamorphous.
copy of the Animorphs books, which I never read. I would just flip through the pages and watch the children in the corner transform into elephants and starfish and this
That's
weird
crazy.
blue alien centaur thing. And what the heck was going on in these books, man?
I read some of
this
these.
next method of showing people drawings in rapid succession is going to be a little bit crazy. I don't want to freak you out, but
Talk to me.
it's basically on the same level as rocket science, okay? We're going to have to jump up a whole dimension for this one. What you're going to do is sculpt out a three-dimensional figure of whatever you want to animate. Let's animate, I don't know, this guy jumping. So first, I'm going to sculpt my guy just standing there, just being a
Dick ass.
This will be frame 1.
Yep.
Now, okay, I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, I see where this is
move 'em
going. You're going to
little
take
by
a
little.
picture of the sculpture, then change its pose slightly, take a picture of that, and then
Yep.
slightly change the pose over and over while continuously starting and stopping the camera.
Bro, here's the thing too, like his animations, right? For example, this. He could have done any type of movement, but he's going the extra mile and like animating it where he's doing the, I call it the Fortnite dance, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, not, what do you call that move, bro? It's like, I forgot what you call it. But he's going the extra mile and doing that. He could have like made this easy for himself, but he's like, nah, fuck that. I want to add details to it.
Making it seem like our subject has some sort of
That's tough.
motion. No, actually, we're not going to be doing any of that. Cameras haven't been invented yet in this hypothetical. What we're doing instead is making a whole new sculpture that will be the next frame of our animation. So it'll be our guy again, bending his legs a little bit, getting ready for the jump. All right, neat. That's frame 2. Now let's do this a total of, I don't know, 16 times? That sounds good. Let's also make the 16th sculpture look like it came before the first sculpture. So you understand, it's going to go from the 16th sculpture back to the first one. It's a loop, like a tick-tock. We're doing a tick-tock loop. Now we're going to take all 16 of our sculptures and space them out evenly on a round table. Sorry, Arthur, I'm going to need this. Now, make the table spin.
Yeah.
That's on you to figure out how to do. I don't know. Maybe get the bike guy from the first example to pedal or something. I doubt any of you are actually following along, but if you are, put all your sculptures on a spinning table right now. And make it quick, all right? I'm not going to wait for you. And now, for the final step, turn your lights on and off really quickly. And if we did everything right, the effect we get is mesmerizing.
Whoa. What the fuck? What the fuck?
What's happening is that the light shines at the first sculpture, and then we turn the lights off. Cool. Then, as the table spins, the light will turn back on when the second sculpture is in the same position as the first. So we turn the lights on when the sculptures are in the same spot, and we turn them off when they're not. And what we end up seeing is all of our figures standing in a circle performing the animation, and we don't even register that the whole thing is spinning. And congratulations, you all know what a zoetrope is now.
Zoetrope?
Which I know is a pretty fun word that you can whip out at parties like, yeah, I know a unique word that starts with the letter Z that isn't xylophone. Another fun thing about the zoetrope was that a 3D rendering of one was featured in the Season 2 opening of Mob Psycho 100. So that's what that spinning thing in the intro was. It was a zoetrope.
That's fire.
Zoetrope. Okay, let's talk about one more way we can show people drawings in quick succession without a camera, and it's the easiest method by far. So all we need is this glitchy, abstract drawing like this.
Bitch. Yo.
Method by far. So all we need is this glitchy, abstract
Oh my, bro, this section right here gets you. Bro, what the fuck?
Drawing like this. Huh. Pretty cool and random, right? Except it's not. It's not random at all.
I lied. Bro.
Every line here is placed very deliberately. Let me show you something. If we take this floppy, transparent sheet full of vertical bars and cover up most of the drawing, hey, look at that. The outline we end up seeing looks like one of them kitty cats. Now, if we slide the transparent sheet over and reveal different parts of the drawing,
fuck?
It looks like a kitty cat put in a different position. And if we keep sliding the sheet over, revealing different parts of the drawing, look at him go.
That is gangsta.
Sheet over, revealing different parts of the drawing.
Bro, that
Look at him
is so
go.
fucking tough.
This is called a barrier grid animation, and with the right base drawing, you can make all sorts of animations that don't hurt to look at all.
Bro, this is actually so sick.
And also, I just want to point out that a barrier grid animation was also featured in the Season 2 opening of Mob Psycho 100. Hey, do you guys want to watch anime later? So all these different methods of showing people drawings in quick succession, I don't know if there's a word for it, but I'm calling it physical animation. Like animation you can hold and touch with your fingers, you know? All those warrior cat animation memes, that's digital animation, right? This is physical. It's the real deal. But there's one form of physical animation that we haven't talked about yet that's unarguably the most popular and the most important form of physical animation to have ever existed on Earth. Excuse me. Okay, now we're gonna use cameras. Okay, they finally figured it out. With the invention of film, showing people multiple images in quick succession had never been.
I hope he talks about how he does his work. Maybe we get like a behind the scenes look, you feel me?
Easier. Now we can take something from real life, burn an image of that into a film strip, process it, and then shine a light through it again to get a recreation of the image. And if we roll this whole strip of film over this strobe light, we get moving pictures. That's why they're called movies, because they move. What the fuck? A lot of times, film was used to capture the movements of real people, but it was also used in the same way to capture the movements of people of the animated variety. Let's take a look at an old cartoon. The 1968 animated Batman series, the first time Batman has ever appeared in the animation form. You know, the really old Batman cartoon that had onomatopoeias appear on the screen during fight scenes?
Bam,
boom,
bow,
pow,
pow, wow. Yeah.
Except they didn't. They didn't do that in the cartoon. Visually showing the verbiage of impacts was exclusively an Adam West thing. In the cartoon, you gotta see those impacts. Hey, can I ask you a thought-provoking question? What the f am I looking at? I know it's Batman high-kicking a goon, but how is it moving? This frame was captured on film, so there had to be a physical camera to capture it, right? So where is this drawing? It's not on a computer. Computers in the 60s looked like this. So where is this?
Crazy.
So every animated movie and animated TV show and animated anime before the year 2000-ish used what's called cell animation. This frame of Batman was hand-painted, that's right, painted with special paint onto a transparent celluloid sheet, or cell. And then this transparent sheet was laid on top of a hand-painted back.
Whoa. That's cool. Hold on. So, is this sheet reusable? I'd assume so, just because, I mean, imagine having to buy thousands of fucking sheets to do, you feel me, to draw something out.
Or cell. And then this transparent sheet was laid on top of a hand-painted background, and then this goon that got kicked, well, he had to be painted on his own cell sheet too, and then this image of sandwiched art was captured onto a film thing, a strip. Then the Batman cell would come off and be replaced by a whole new hand-painted cell of Batman, and then that frame would be captured, and then the whole process would repeat again and again.
Oh, what? See, bro, listen, again, I hope he comes out and shows us how he does his animation. I know everybody does it differently, but nonetheless, it's long work, bro, no matter how you do it. Every single example he gave here, from old to new, you feel me? It's still like long, hard work. Repetitive work, I should say. Yo, that's actually insane.
until the shot was done.
That is
This
wild.
one shot that lasted a little over a second used 14 different hand-painted drawings of Batman, and the goon had 6, just for a second.
Damn.
Now, because having to hand paint 20 different images for 1 second is insane, there are some things we can do to cut corners without having to sacrifice too much quality. Like in this shot, Robin takes 5 frames to turn his head, but his body doesn't move, so we can paint his body once on its own cell, and now we only need to paint 5 different heads.
Yeah.
And since we already have all the...
Yeah, so like, all right, 11:16. Going back to this animation here, where he's riding on the bike. Where is it? I'll show you. 1:16. I'm at 1:16.
Use a camera. One method we can try is by
Right
drawing
here.
out all of our frames on a stack of paper. I know that's the time-consuming part, but after we're done doing that, we'll hang up all our drawings side by side on a very large facing the wall, and if we pedal fast enough, we'll zip by the drawings so fast that it'll look like they're moving. Look! It's a horse!
Like this, right? I know I could have done it at any other point in the video, but this is where I did it. Boom. 1, same frame with the legs, up. Third one. 1, 2, 1, 2. You see the legs? So he does it. He does the same one twice. So he kind of does it how he's explaining over here. He just keeps a lot of things still, if possible, and just switches it around so it's less work.
In this shot, Robin takes 5 frames to turn his head,
Yep.
but his body doesn't move, so we can paint his body once on its own cell, and now we only need to paint 5 different heads. And since we already have all the frames painted, we can just use the same frames in reverse to make his head turn the other way. And you don't need to pay a background artist to paint a background if you just use blue. A big part of cell animation was being able to animate pieces of a character independently of each other. That's actually why so many old cartoon characters had accessories around their necks, so the animators could separate the characters' heads from their bodies, making it easier to animate. Fred wasn't rocking that ascot just because it was trendy. One of the nice things about using a computer to animate is that you can play back what you've animated and clearly see if your timing is correct and if there's any quick adjustments you can make. Being able to see what your previous frames are is so important there's actually a term for it called onion skinning. But animators pre-2K didn't have computers to rewatch their work, so here's what they did instead. Before they even put paint onto a cell, they first had to draw all their frames out onto a piece of paper, and they didn't work on the frames in chronological order. Like, they didn't go, okay, I just drew the first frame of Batman. Okay, here's the second frame of Batman. Okay, I'm gonna go do the third frame of Batman.
Too much time.
Okay, you do the fourth frame though. That way of animating is called straight ahead animation, and some people use it, but the results look pretty chaotic, but it's still used pretty effectively for effects and concert visuals. But most of the time, animators will animate a character from pose to pose. They'll draw out all the important key poses a character will make on paper, and then they'll hold the pieces of paper between each of their fingers, and then quickly flip between their drawings just to get an idea of what a drawing that goes.
What the fuck? Do you see this shit, bro? Oh my god, this is so fucking fire, bro. Just learning about this. Shout out to animators, bro. Simple. Period. Shout out to the animators.
Goes in between those key poses would look like. That's called in-betweening, just so you know. And they still wouldn't be able to get a full playback of their animation until every pencil drawing was captured on film and processed. They just had to trust their page flipping technique and their highly trained eyeballs and go, yeah, that looks about right. Let's bring out the paint. And because there are hundreds of shots all having to be animated without a computer, can you really blame the animators that some shots of Batman looked like this? Or this? It was old, remember?
Hey, bruh.
Old things are bad.
It is what it is.
Okay, I kind of have a secret. Remember when I said, let's look at an old cartoon? Well, I might have overemphasized how old the Batman cartoon is. By the time the Batman cartoon came out, the movie Bambi had been out for 25 years. And are you aware of how f***ing fluid the animation in Bambi is? Dude, Bambi goes so hard.
Boy.
Walt literally brought in deer from the woods into their studio just so the animators could be like, oh, that's neat. That's how deers move. I understand this more now. What the I honestly thought the Batman show came out way earlier in the animation timeline because of how it looked. Obviously, these two things were created by different studios with different animators and different budgets, and TV animation always has to create more animation per budget, but all the same techniques and equipment used to make an episode of Batman were the exact same techniques and equipment used to make an episode of Bambi. I don't mean that as a dunk on Batman. I'm more so impressed with how amazing Bambi looks, especially since while it came out,
bro, look.
Impressed with how amazing Bambi.
I'll do millisecond frame, bro. Bop, 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 bop. They are big jumps too. Like, let's really, you feel me? They're big jumps. And this is just like a millisecond that I'm skipping right now. They probably did steps before this and this. You know what I'm saying? Look at that gap in that leg. Look. Crazy.
Especially since while it came out, World War II was currently happening. So because celluloid sheets were used to animate every TV show, movie, and anime there has ever been before the year 2000-ish, by my calculations, there are millions of cell sheets out there. Like this single frame of Batman kicking, it's on a cell sheet somewhere. And more importantly, who owns it? Many of the cells that still exist have been sold to the general public. But because of how the paint and time works, cell sheets need to be kept very well preserved. So since cells are very hard to preserve, and because they're not making any new ones, some cells are worth a lot of money. This cell and original background from My Neighbor Totoro
84 Tower, figures you talk about.
Sold for $84,000. While I'm writing the script, there's currently...
Do they have replicas of this? I'll take a replica. What? 10K? No, thank you.
An auction going on for this cell from the Jungle Book for $10,000.
Crazy.
And I own this cell of Squidward laughing that I got at a convention for $300.
Huh? 300? Bye.
It's not an original background. The background's a print, and it's actually not even the correct background for the shot. But I'm just pointing out that not all cells...
But you got the cell, okay. It is cool. It is cool, but like, damn, $300? Huh? Bye.
Or thousands of dollars. You know, they made millions of these, so you can get a cell from a TV show for a couple hundred, and then you get to own a frame of animation that belongs to you now.
What frame and animation would I ever like to own, bro? It gotta be some fire ass shit, like very iconic too. I feel like SpongeBob is a good choice. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe. Damn, maybe. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of older shows, bro. Older TV shows that I used to grow up watching. Damn, that's tough, bro, because there's so much. A SpongeBob one would be nice though, I'm not gonna lie. But something Looney Tunes maybe? A Looney Tunes one? I couldn't even tell you, bro. There's so many good fucking animations, videos,
which I think is
shows.
super cool. This moment of Squidward laughing belongs to me, and you can't have it. So if you ever visit some friends who really like cartoons, there's a good chance that they have an animation cell somewhere on display.
Facts,
and those are just a handful of ways that animators were able to achieve the illusion of life without a computer.
How do you do it?
And I do just want to say, just because something was animated on a computer doesn't make it any less artistic. Yes, computers make the process...
Bro, stop, bro. You're stupid to think that. Oh, it's not artistic because it was on a computer. Who cares? I'm sure people back in the day when they were making freaking that Batman scene, bro, over here, or Bambi, people were like, oh, that's not art because you're painting. It's not art because you have to use a sheet. Get your ass up, boy. It's art, period.
That's easier and more streamlined, absolutely. It's still a human expressing their creativity and...
A Mario Cell would be fire.
being in control of that.
Mario?
Did you hear me? It's a human expressing
What's this? Memes?
themselves and being in control creatively.
Yeah.
I hope you
Human.
enjoyed learning a bit about animation history.
Tough.
There's still quite a few things that I didn't get
The 12 Principles, multi-plane camera, the 9 old men.
to cover.
Gertie the
Like, how did
dinosaur?
Walt animate this panning, parallaxing shot of Bambi where the trees move on separate layers? What kind of technology did they create to make trees move at different
Multi-plane
speeds?
camera.
So much hard work and talent
Crazy.
is involved in every piece of animation you see, and because of animation, we're able to tell incredible stories that are nothing like anything we ever see in our day-to-day lives.
Tough.
And before I go, can we talk about the intro to the Batman series, please? Oh my god. I just want to go.
That was tough, bro. What a nice little history lesson, you feel me? I'm not gonna lie, it would have been nice to see how he does it. I mean, I'm assuming on the computer,
You enjoyed
because he showed this part right here. But like just the process, you feel me? Just the process on it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be dope to know. W video, shout out to all the animators, bro. Y'all are fucking talented. Y'all are patient, okay? Keep doing your thug dizzle, bro, because this is so tough. I ain't gonna lie. Let me know what you guys thought. That's my reaction. If you enjoyed, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't. I'm out.